Welcome to the Self-Help Workshop with your host, John Farr. Episode 34, Healthy Living with Whitney Kell, Part 2.
I want to talk about briefly the fact that I had a surprise surgery at the age of 50 and how the last 18 years has prepared me for this moment in time. I have bicuspid aortic stenosis, and I found that out when I turned 40. I've been a coach since I was 31, fortunately, and practicing the habits of health. I am not perfect, but staying within 5 pounds of my healthy weight up until recently. Like, I'm on the program right now myself. I gained 10 pounds because of the surgery, and I can make a ton of excuses. My friend came and cooked for me. I haven't been as active. I'm 50. But I am on a lot of different groups in Facebook about other people who had aortic bicuspid stenosis surgery. And I'd be happy to talk to anybody who is going to prepare for heart surgery, because I did an excellent job with my surgery in preparation and planning. But because I've been healthy, and this is the thing that I want to say to everyone who's listening, working on your health sometimes feels like, for me, like doing my dishes. Oh, they're just going to get dirty again. Why do I got to do it? You're just going to gain back the weight. And being in pursuit of health, your physical, mental, and financial, the number one thing, if we don't have, they even say it, it's a quote, you don't have a life. If you don't have your physical health, you got nothing. Because you can't get out of bed, you're depressed, you're emotional, you don't want to look in the mirror, you don't want to leave the house. There's so much connected to physical health. So I just want to challenge everybody. Thank goodness I've been a coach for almost 19 years, because if I hadn't, there's no way I would be doing the habits of health and would have gone through the surgery. And I got in better shape. I was healthier when I went into the surgery than I am now. And I'm celebrating almost 3-month heart anniversary. I call it my 3-month heart anniversary because I had my valve replaced. I'm using my program. I'm getting into fat burn. I had a little trouble getting into it, just for several reasons, a little bit of fear because of the surgery. And that's normal. I just want to say that to everybody. We're all going to have our own path to get to where we want to be with our health, but do not give up on it, because it's the most important thing. It's the most important thing to being healthy. And the only other thing I want to share, John, is about my financial health, because, and some people are looking for a side gig financially, right now, especially. I'm an independent certified Optavia coach, and I've been doing that for 19 years this spring. So we're almost in it. And if I didn't train, basically, if I wasn't entrepreneurial and self-employed and I didn't build a team of other coaches, financially, I haven't worked. I had another health thing last year. So I haven't worked in a while. And because I've taught other people how to be healthy and how to help others, I have a real business that, whether or not I actively am involved in it, my finances stayed the same. And Robert Kiyosaki talks about this.
Sure.
Is that, how do you track whether or not you have a business? This year I found out, not only did coaching save my life health-wise, but financially. And then also, of course, the mental health aspects, where I can't coach somebody else how to get present in their own bodies if I'm not doing it myself. So leading by example.
Right.
And I just, I think you mentioned leaving people with something. I hope I have. I hope that knowing that you need to eat every 2 to 3 hours, balance your blood sugars, drink half your body weight in ounces of water, talk to your physician before starting this or any other program, be active every day, stretching, meditation. But also, I think what you said is really powerful. Find a mentor. If you want to get healthy, or you want to do a side gig, or you have a very important thing that you'd like to do in your life, find someone who's already done it and learn from them. And don't make it wrong if it's not the right one, because people who have done my program have done 100 different plans. And it's okay. You just keep trying. You learn, right? Didn't Matt Marshall said that all the time? Mistakes are lessons. And he called it tuition.
Right. And that's,
so take your tuition. Be excited.
And that's why I call this the workshop, the self-help workshop. Just what are you willing to what are you willing to try to improve yourself? Just, here's some ideas. It may work for you. It may not. Just be open to the fact that you have control over your life, and there's things that you can do, and there's people that want to help you. And if you need a coach or a mentor or someone on your shoulder going, yes, 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 it's out there. It's out there. And,
friends, John, friends, right? You ask a friend, hey, I just did this with my girl. She's texting me what she's eating every day. I needed a little shove too, to get me to not make those choices and to get me refocused. So having those accountability buddies can also be really powerful, and they're free. If you ask your friends to support you and do it with you, promise you won't get a no. And like you did, John, sometimes you need an extra tool and an extra coach, which is why you're doing our program, right?
Yeah, that's why I did it. I was, your business partner, we're friends on Facebook, and he threw a challenge out there, and I'll just share this real quick. He threw a challenge out there, and one of our other friends was like, I'm in. And I was like, okay. And I'm thinking, he's like, yeah, we'll get some accountability going for everyone. I went, oh, that's like the worst thing I want, man. I don't want any accountability. No, thank you. And then I thought about it, and I said, geez, what you resist persists. And so, a couple of days later, I was like, all right, let me in. And then I just said, I'll go all in. I said, what do you got? Let's talk about it. And I said, all right, I'm in. And I grabbed my wife too. It's funny because, if you don't mind hearing this, I had to call. We went through the health assessment, did the whole thing, and I called my wife. I said, come down. I said, and she goes, I don't know this person. I said, all right, well, just hop on. Great person. And we signed her up. And so we're doing it as a couple. And I cannot, stress enough, if you're married and you want to make change, and if you can get your partner to join forces with you, how beneficial it can be. And so, she joined up, and we're doing it together, and it's just wonderful to do. It's just, we're in sync. It's great, so
yeah,
it's easy. It becomes easy.
It does make it easier. And if you can't get your person on board, you want to set up boundaries to ask them to support you, not to bring home the stuff that you are no longer choosing to put in your body so that you can reach your goal. And remember, I sabotaged my partner when I first started this program. So remember, it's not that they don't still love you. It's they're insecure. You're getting healthy. They're not, people, it's just human nature. So I love your point, John, that doing it with your partner is powerful. And for those of you who your partner not going to do it, and they're going to probably poop on your parade, set up some boundaries, make some requests, ask them for help, let them know what you're going to do, and set the vision, share with them your vision for your health and how happy you'll be and how much nicer you'll be to them if you get to your goal.
Yeah. Well, it's funny my wife said to me, she says, she was not for nothing. She goes, in retrospect, she was that day, I got on the call. She goes, the call was at 5:00. She was at 3:00. I was driving home, and I thought, man, I really need to do something. It's time. It's time to get to lose, to release some weight, get in better shape. She goes, 2 hours later, I was on the call, going over it. I thought, and so, so she attracted that right in her life. So, and I think that's part of, maybe you can talk about the people that are successful with these programs is how bad do they want it, right? It's like, what's the commitment, for success? What's the commitment level that you've seen? Is there?
Well, what's the recipe is what the question I think is. I mean, I hear you. It's just that we're committed at different days, the physical, mental, and financial health. If you look at Monday, especially for females, I'm sure it's true for most people overall, but I'm hormonal. So you might get me on a Monday where I'm feeling like, cheesecake and cupcakes. No way am I touching those things. And then next Monday, dude, I'm ready to shoot somebody. I just need something to take the edge off.
Right.
So I think commitment is wavering. So if you have a structure in place where I am 50 years old, I have rules. I don't eat pizza. I don't eat gluten. Gluten's not good for me. And by the way, women who are going through menopause or perimenopausal, who are eating gluten and are allergic to it and don't know it, will develop some type of autoimmune disease. My doctor, who's one of the number one anti-aging physicians in the country, told me that. And I went off gluten I think 6 years ago.
Wow.
Because I started having sinus infections every time I got a cold. Like, you'll have weird things. People who have gluten intolerance, maybe it's another intolerance to a different food, but I can't digest it. So I cannot eat it. But that has protected me. So I will not eat any, like they set down bread and chips on the table. I am not eating those things. I am going to have fajitas without a corn tortilla.
Mm-hmm.
So there's plenty of choices. It's how we ate in the beginning of time. So I feel very safe in my choices and my decision, but it's that structure, I think, John, because our commitment level is going to waver. So if you have a bunch of cake and ice cream in the house and you're buying it for the kids, and I'm using finger quotes.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
If your commitment levels are 2 one day, you could end up sliding into a bowl of ice cream.
Sure. Yeah.
On accident. Yeah. With all good intentions. So it's just better not to have those things in the house if you can avoid it. Now, I've got moms who will tell me, you know, God, I got to have stuff. And great, just put it outside of your mind's eye. I'll suggest that they have, like, you know, in our program, we have, I love the chocolate mint soft serve or the brownie or a shake. And you eat these things while you're cooking for your kids. So you have a tool to distract you from making decisions when you aren't in that strong, committed state.
Nice.
And it changes all the time. So that's the other thing. You just got to keep. So this is the other thing briefly. I interviewed 6 doctors before I got heart surgery. Speaking about the law of attraction, or Abraham Hicks, what you mentioned before, John, is all 5 doctors said everything that could go wrong. As soon as they talked about that, I knew they weren't my doctor. I don't want to talk about what could go wrong. I don't want to hear about it. The doctor, and I wanted minimally invasive surgery.
Sure.
And I just had to keep asking. They wouldn't do it. They want to take a chainsaw to your chest, and open heart surgery is old school. There is the technology available where they go through a little cut on your chest and they stop your heart in your chest. They don't take it out anymore. But I didn't give up. I kept asking. My mom said this when I was little, which was really powerful. She said, keep asking the same question to different people until you get the answer you want.
Yeah.
And it's annoying for some people, but it gets you what you want.
Yeah, no, it's so important, and thanks for sharing that. And six doctors, and and just that's kudos to you.
And I rode the waves of disappointment. Trust me, the doctors escorted me out of his office, which was very uncomfortable for both of us. But when he said it was about the money, I realized, somebody just posted on one of the Facebook pages, why is the surgeon telling me that I need to get surgery when I'm not having any symptoms? They make $500,000 if you get the surgery.
I've said this a long time ago, just because I have my own level of awareness. Don't go see a surgeon because they're going to tell you need, and I'm just speaking generally. Don't go see a surgeon because they're going to tell you need surgery, because that's what you do. I mean, you take
or C5. Go C5, John.
Yeah, go C5 and find out. Yeah. So and
AA taught me that, by the way, is that in AA, I'd sit there and I'd hear all these people saying stuff and I'd be like, oh my God, that person's sick. But they suggested that you take in the things that land and leave everything else behind. And I apologize for interrupting.
No. It's wow. So that whole structure, so there was so many big consistency, so many big ideas. And let's go back to 30,000 feet. All right. You're overweight. You're not at your ideal weight. You've been like that a long time. You've got a lot of habits built in around food and this or that. You're not really exercising, or maybe you are, and you want to change. What's the first step?
Great question. In my perspective, the first step is ask yourself, what do I want? Why do I want it? And pull out a piece of paper and get clarity. What's your goal? Because I can't tell you what your goal is. You know, when you've been at your healthiest, there's a time in everyone's life that they can remember when you felt that 10. Everybody's had it.
Sure.
Whether you're 20 or you're 50, you know what, basically, granted, as you get older, your size is going to change. There'll be some adjustments. It's not going to be perfection, but really getting into your heart. The numbers are important, but why? Why do you need it? I want to feel good in my, as I get older. That's why I want it. I want to feel good in my clothes. I want to look in the mirror and think, oh yeah.
Yeah, me too. I want to go into, my 50s in the best shape of my life too, and so I want to share this with you because I think it speaks to a lot of what you just said and I go back a couple years ago, I was able to get into some really great shape and, I did it differently. And it was just me and my wife kind of caught up, about a year later or so. And so now I'm doing it again and I'm doing it differently and we're doing it together. And I got to say, if I had to pick one or the other, I like this way better. I like doing it together, and I feel like it just feels better. I don't, and so, and the point I'm trying to make is the how. The how doesn't really matter at the end of the day. It's like that first step, right? Is just getting clear on what you want and the
But
how
when
will
you put something
show
into
up.
the universe, John, you even said this. When you're clear on what you want, it's going to start to come into your field. Like, so decide what you want, why you want it, then start looking like you did. All of a sudden, Greg showed up,
Yeah,
right? You see in the post, oh, someone offering a contest. Well, should I try that? Oh, I don't really want to. Your mind got in the way a little bit.
yeah.
And then you said, heck, why not?
Well,
Do it.
yeah. Well, I knew. So I felt that level of resistance, and so I just knew that you know that means that I should do it because
Yes. Now say that again. I think, John, that's worth a repeat.
I felt this deep level of resistance, and then I just knew that what I want lies beyond that resistance, and so get into it. What I'm asking for, I have to go through my own resistance, right? Like the cave I don't want to enter has my treasure, and I was just like, I'm feeling it. I'm like, I just don't want to do this, and so I was like, all right, do it anyway. So just go do it, and I'm glad
And
I
the
did.
thing I think happens, John, is that people are so afraid of being disappointed that they fail. You want it, and this is true for you. I think we have changed our conversation agreement around what it means to fail. Failure is learning, because if the program, if this process didn't work for you, so what?
Yeah.
It worked that you took the step. Go do something else. Keep doing and learning and failing your way to success. And you don't have the fear of that, which is why you did it. And what's interesting is that because you overcame it, you're actually having more fun than what you did last time, because
Yeah.
your wife is doing it with you,
Yeah,
which
she's
is
doing it with me, and yeah, it's great, and I'm not even doing it for I like personally. I don't care about the measurement. I don't care about the measurements. But it's something that you do in the program. So I'm doing the program, run the program, and so I'm taking the measurements, seeing the changes, and that's fun. And I've never done that. We had to go out and buy a scale. So we had to go out and buy a scale, and so all right, we'll go out and buy a scale. So I have a scale, and so now I have a scale. I can measure, and that point, what gets measured gets improved. So I understand the whole
well.
idea
And John,
behind
you
it.
would never not measure your sales in your business or your numbers in another area. I mean, the people, I will be honest, and as I'm thinking about it, that won't give me numbers, that won't even measure themselves, usually fade quick, because they're
Okay.
so resistant to seeing it because it's so painful.
Okay.
I mean, because there's a level of pain you didn't want to deal with on those numbers. But that pain moves us towards the healing, towards the health, towards the things that we want to
Right.
create.
Yeah. Well, my point was that I don't really care about the number so much. I just want the change. So
You
I'm
want to
not.
feel good. You know
Yeah,
what
I'm
you
not
want to
caught up
feel
in.
like.
There's not a number
Sure,
that
sure.
resonates with me. I've never measured myself throughout my life where I'm like, oh yeah, 145 pounds, I am the man. Like whatever. So I was never connected. Where I think women, I'm speaking generalities. I think women have more numbers where they kind of know where they
You
want to
know, I
feel at.
think you're right. It's women, but I also I think that it's people who are heavy. You haven't had a weight issue most
No,
of your life,
I haven't.
so there's a difference. Like, for somebody who's got 60 pounds to lose 6 pounds in a week, John, it's a different number than it
Yeah,
is for you.
yeah.
So it's all perspective too. Like, you could tell a story and 10 people are going to interpret it in different ways,
It's
because of their background, their life, and how they how they're operating. So
yeah, it's definitely an interesting program, and it's taken about a week or so to adjust, and I'm enjoying it. My wife and I we're enjoying it, and because you said you don't eat pizza, and I I I love that you did. My wife found a pizza recipe that had cauliflower as the crust.
Yes, I will eat cauliflower. So I should have said that.
Okay,
cauliflower pizza is amazing.
So I was interviewing one person, and he said the Beatles were wrong, and I'm a huge Beatles fan. I froze for like 3 minutes. I was like, oh, I can't believe you just said that. And so I just want to. I'm serious.
The Beatles were wrong about what?
That all you need is love. It was we were talking about communication. This was a few years ago, and I was like, but he goes, the Beatles were wrong, and I went, so I want a pizza such a.
Because that was a trigger where I said I don't eat pizza. I broke up with pizza.
You broke up with pizza,
but I do eat cauliflower pizza. Like, I do suggest this. I suggest you look at your 5 worst food habits that take you off track and take you down a road that you don't want to go, and then choose to break up with a couple of them. Right.
So I want to just, because pizza is one of those things, man. What do you have with a pizza? You have a party, right? Pizza party. It's like, who doesn't like a pizza party? So I just kind of want. No, I'm serious, man. It's about feeling good. Right. It's about feeling good and
social. We're social creatures.
We're social creatures.
Yep.
And I like cauliflower pizza. It was cauliflower crust. It had the sauce, the cheese, and turkey bacon. I told my wife. She goes, it's not like, the best pizza ever. I said, I'm cool. You know what? It's pizza. It if there's so there's a big circle, and the center of the circle might be Chicago deep crust with all the trimmings, and you keep going further out. Maybe it's on the outside of the circle, but it's still in. It's pizza. I'm good. Now I'm eating pizza. I'm happy. And so I just kind of want to just say that you don't have to throw away everything. You can just reform it to just work, get the gluten out of it, get the right. No, correct. You're the coach. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't want to give up pizza.
Well, I get it. So
if it's cauliflower,
John,
I'm cool.
You have a total of 6 pounds that you needed to lose. If somebody's got 100 pounds and they're a food addict, you can't. So
yeah, I get it.
I'm fortunate that I can't drink alcohol, right?
Sure.
Because there's no temptation. That if that's a trigger, if that's a gateway food drug, they need to find a way to create a new pathway, like you're talking about, a cauliflower pizza,
yeah,
something else. Like I'll have In-N-Out is very popular for a lot of people. I never eat the bun. I do In-N-Out protein style. When I learned about that, I was like, why would anybody eat the bun? That thing is so good without bread.
What's In-N-Out? I don't know what that is.
Oh, that must be West Coast too. It's a burger place.
Oh, the In-N-Out burger. Like, it was in a movie. Was it in the Great Lebowski?
Maybe.
Isn't that the In-N-Out burger? I don't know. Okay.
That's what a hamburger is all about. So they have lines out the door. Like whenever you go to an In-N-Out, so long. Like people get in line forever. I don't get fries. I don't get soda. I don't get milkshakes. I get a protein style, sometimes double patty with cheese, protein style with animal style on it.
Okay.
And that's a treat for me instead of having, another option. So there's ways to make it work where you can stay in healthy shape and still have yummy things. But I get you.
That's all. I didn't want to foo-foo, and it's like you said, you don't want to be the food police.
I am a little bit like that though, John.
I can tell.
Call it what
no,
it
it's
is.
cool. No, it's cool.
A while, so.
Yeah, no, I get
and
it.
I'm disciplined. I'm an addict. I've quit drinking for 21 years. So when you have the ability to do that kind of discipline, you don't understand why everybody can't. But I have worked on my empathy, my understanding.
No, I get it. I just want to keep a little bit of love for the pizza out there.
You can keep your pizza. Okay, then choose how frequently you're going to have it, John.
Yeah.
Can you have pizza once a month?
Well, I'm cool with the cauliflower pizza. That's what I'm saying is I'm fine with the substitute.
Oh, we've converted you.
Yeah, I'm in. I had one bite. I love cauliflower. So,
Nice. But for those people who we can't convert, that's my suggestion. It's like if red wine, you're capable of having one glass and that it's like a piece of cake. Once you get to your goal weight, then look at the relationship that you have with it and decide. I have this 90-day detox thing. I'm not going to do it right now, but
okay.
If you get away from anything for that length of time, you can revisit the relationship that you have with it. Once you cut off the connection. So even if somebody's on the call and they're thinking, oh, how am I going to do this? Start removing foods from your diet that you know are making you unhealthy, or let's just use the word fat.
Well said. And you said something that I want to talk about, because I think this could be a real nugget for anyone that's really looking to make some changes here. You said 90 days, okay? And if you do, and so if you go, if you run, say, your program for 90 days, 3 months, it's my own opinion of doing 90. I've done 90-day challenges and different things. The first 30 days are, the first 6 weeks generally are the hardest. And then once you get past that time period, you get past the 60 days, you just, your body just adjusts, and you're able to just, be okay not having the pizza, be okay not having the burger with the bun, be okay just being okay with everything. And there's something about sticking to something for a length of time, like 90 days, because you can lose a lot of weight in 30 days, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about anybody, but on our program, for sure, you can, 20 pounds you could lose in that amount.
And I want,
right?
I want to keep the word, you can release a lot of weight in 30 days.
Yes.
And so, however, you can't build a lot of habits in 30 days, right? You can build a lot. You can
start a lot of habits.
You can start
developing.
You can start developing, and you will start developing. It's that once you get to that 90 plus day, right? How important is that?
Okay, let me talk about the 90 days. This is why I want to share this with you,
let's
John.
go.
Okay, so I'm going to be transparent about the dating thing. So there have been, there's the book that I would recommend to anybody who's in relationship is called Attached. We have 3 different ways of attaching. So from a dating perspective, in the way that I attach, which I was in a healthy relationship for 18 years, and now I'm dating, and it's a show. And what I learned from one of my friends is she said 90 days, don't look at anything on Facebook, don't talk about the person. This is human. This is what I did with humans. And then I transitioned it into my coaching practice to get people off wine, to get them off everything. There's oxytocin that we have that attaches us to that person, that experience, that feeling of having that sweet, that high that you get. So for me, it was like 72 days with one guy. It was 68 with another. It just is different for everybody. But once that oxytocin releases, oh my gosh, the freedom, there's nothing quite like it. And it'll be different for everybody. But yes, commit to 90 days, get someone to coach and support you, find a mentor, find accountability buddies, get in a community. We have such a great community with my program and business. We have calls every week. Listen to things that will fill your heart and mind to support that space that you're clearing out. So you're filling it with positive things. I have a couple friends right now who are listening to a lot of things. I know there's a lot of stuff going on in the world, but there's some of us who are sensitive and are not capable of supporting things that are negative. You don't have the is it called consistency? You can't take it. You got to stay away from that stuff. Yeah. You were designed, if you get sucked into a negative pothole, when stuff comes in that's not positive, you are not designed in this world to be that person. You're not going to go fight that war. You need to stay positive. There's plenty other people who can manage it. You don't need to be the one. And that's my perspective, is that if you get somebody off of it, maybe you need to stay off of it. Once you hit that 90 days, then, so what we do in the 90 days is you have a conversation with the person. Let's say that you were going to do the 90-day detox.
Okay.
You have that conversation. You say, look, you could do it in your mind. I have people journal it if it's wine or it's a certain food. I'm going away. I'm not going to think about you, talk about you. We're not going to have a relationship or connection for 90 days. After the 90 days, I'm going to reevaluate how I feel. And it's a possibility, or there's a potential for establishing a new relationship with the wine, with the food, with the guy. But I don't know what it is at this time. So I just need to get away from it long enough to take a look to see whether or not it's a healthy relationship. And then I'll come back. And so once that 90 days is up, you want to reevaluate that pizza. John, we were talking about pizza. So can you have the pizza in your life in a healthy way?
Yeah.
If you cannot, the answer is
bye-bye.
Walk away.
Hate to see you go. Love to watch you walk away. All right. So I think we've got,
this is fun.
Yeah, I think we've got our workshop activity for today.
Cool.
Get clear on what you want and commit to it, for 90 days. Whatever sacrifices, you need to make, or whatever thing you need to remove. And it's addition through subtraction, right? And that's kind of the underlining theme with some of these programs, right? Addition through subtraction.
I like that a lot. The elimination 90-day, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you talked about, you're not creating a habit at this point. You haven't had enough consistency to do that. You're eliminating a habit.
Yes. It's addition through subtraction. And so give it 90 days. And if you can, if you're interested, find a support person and preferably, a coach or a mentor. And in that getting clear on what you want, we'll tie it right back to the beginning. Assess yourself. Assess yourself in the 3 areas that Whitney, brought out. Your health. Where are you with your health? Where are you with your mental health? And where are you with your finances? So clear on what you want. Figure out where you're at. So you know where you're starting from. Go at it for 90 days, and have some support. So is that? Did I hit it? Did I capture the essence?
I think you did great.
Okay.
And remember to be grateful every day.
Sure,
wake up to be grateful for your willingness and your courage to live, because life is challenging. I can say after having a near-death experience, from my experience, death is bliss. This is where we do our work. So that experience when we go is a really good one. That's just my opinion.
Okay.
Do your work now. And you won't face death as quickly if you get healthy and you do some things, and life will be so much more fun. You said it. Let's have fun.
Well, and let's go like to a bigger picture. So what is the normal state of the human body?
Help me understand what that means.
In a perfect world, what's the normal state of a human body?
Talking about balance?
I'm talking about just health.
Yeah.
The body wants to be healthy, right? I mean, if you look at how amazing our body is, what is it always doing? It's always trying to
healing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the word is stasis. What is the normal stasis for the human body? Mm-hmm. And it's health, right? It's health. And so we have all these things that basically in our environment that just attack us, and then we make choices. The pizza, the wine, the cake, wine with cake. So that's like double whammy. All that stuff. And so it's our body's trying to be just healthy, and then we're either helping it to be healthy or we're helping it not to be healthy. And so this whole idea of this 90 days, getting clear, having a coach, it helps us to be healthy. And that's our body wants to be healthy. So all you're doing is helping yourself do what your body is trying to do anyway, so did that make any sense to what I just said?
Yeah. I mean, You're saying that we're always getting back into balance, and we're always either in balance or out of balance.
And so if you're out of shape, you're out of balance, right? I mean, if you're not in good health, you're out of balance. There's no situation where like being in bad shape is serving you. Correct. That's all I'm just trying to say.
Well, here's the thing. I think everything serves us to help teach us. So
of course.
What we teach with the trilogy is measure. You can't manage what you don't measure. Take a look. Most people never even think about what I ask, those questions. But what I'll say is, when I'm in a meeting, I had a woman come and she'd lost her daughter in a car accident like just a couple of weeks before. She was a mess. I was surprised she was there.
Yeah, wow.
But when I had her start thinking about her best life in physical, mental, and financial, she said, oh my gosh, what a difference it makes just to start thinking about what I want.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of bad shit out there. I mean, let's just say it. Sorry. But there's a lot of stuff that's going on. So get yourself in a place to start visualizing where you want to go, and then decide if you have the courage, willingness, and if you're ready. And if you're not, find a coach. Because guess what? Getting slapped around, there's nothing like it. Right, John? You're
getting right.
Slapped around.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
Right.
Absolutely. I love it. Bring it on. Bring it on. So I'm pretty hardcore with these programs. You know, I'm into it.
Yeah.
So
you're consistent. That is what you are.
Yeah.
You're willing, you're consistent, and you're driven towards what you want. And we know, because we've been trained on it, when you make a mistake, it's a lesson.
Yeah.
It's tuition. It's to readjust. Don't beat yourself up. Nobody's going to die. Everything's okay. Just move forward.
So are you back to still coaching? Do you have, if someone out there listening to this says, God, it just resonates with what Whitney's saying. And, not for nothing, I wouldn't mind, giving her a call or checking her out online and getting an assessment or getting signed up. Is that a possibility?
Of course.
Is there something you want to share?
So first of all, I would love to help anybody who has identified in one of these three areas that there's a block or that you need to move forward. I do free consults, complimentary. I'll do a 30-minute assessment. Anybody who wants to, without any attachments. I really enjoy helping people get clear. Actually, during COVID, I put a few messages out and I did some free coaching just to help people get clarity. That session alone, just physical, mental, and financial, and having somebody walk you through what do you need to do, can be extremely helpful. What I'll say, which I found interesting, and I want the parents out there to remember, including you, John, is that while I was in my healing process, I didn't have anything to give to anybody. So I couldn't do any coaching sessions while I was healing. I'm 3 months out. She said by the 4th month with my heart surgery, I'm not even going to remember it. But I will remember how healthy, how consistent, and how much I love what I do for a living. Helping people gives me so much gratitude and focus. I learn more from helping somebody else just get clarity, whether or not they decide to start on my plan, and making connections and developing new relationships is one of my highest priorities. So I would be delighted if anybody wants support. I'm on LinkedIn. My name is Whitney, WhitneyKell. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Whitney Kell too. So where else would you say, John? Is there something else that you want me to give? I can give my website, but I feel like I'd rather talk to somebody before they get information. I'd like to do a consult and get information from them first.
Okay. Yeah. I can, in the podcast feed, I can put the best way to your email or the best way to reach you for health assessment. Sure. So we'll do that. Yeah. So yeah, look Whitney up on, hey, what a great offer. Look Whitney up on Whitney Kell, look her up on LinkedIn or Facebook, and, just message her and say, hey, I heard you on the self-help workshop. Would love to do a 30-minute health assessment, or a consult or whatever you call it. And I think that'd be great. So, well, I could talk all day with you. I mean, we could talk all day, and we haven't even gotten to like half the stuff we could even talk about. So anyway, is there anything else you want to say?
I just want to honor and recognize you for doing these interviews. I listened to a couple others. I can tell your intention is to give back, and that you have a desire to help people, and your voice, your calm, present voice, is very nurturing and settling. And I think you found a path for yourself that's very successful. So congratulations to you.
Well, thank you.
Great job on your 6 pounds.
All right.
Thank you. It was an honor to be on your show.
Well, thank you for coming on. For the Self-Help Workshop, I'm John Farr, wishing y'all the best. Take care.